A former PGMOL chief states that Liverpool were fortunate not to go down to 10 men after Virgil van Dijk and Richarlison clashed during their 1-1 draw against Spurs. A report from The Times states that Tottenham Hotspur have opted to keep Igor Tudor in charge for now after their dramatic draw with Liverpool. Is Richarlison emerging as the figure capable of leading the club's battle for survival? And as many as 5 first-team players in line to return for the crunch game against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. Okay, let's get into it. Football Insider report that Liverpool were fortunate not to go down to 10 men after Virgil van Dijk and Richarlison clashed during their 1-1 draw against Spurs. That is according to former PGMOL chief and ex-FIFA referee Keith Hackett, who exclusively told Football Insider that the Reds' number 4 should have been sent off for a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. In the 55th minute, Richarlison appeared set to escape and slot a shot past Alisson, only to be dragged to the floor and put off balance while taking his shot from the inside the penalty area. Speaking exclusively to Football Insider, the former referee said, "I can remember doing a piece in the Telegraph about Virgil van Dijk and 7 of his clear nailed-on offences that went unpunished. Nobody disagreed that they were offences and he got away with all of them. He's gotten away with one here. Is he holding the player? Yes. Has he impacted the player? Yes. Therefore, I think it's a penalty. I think he's denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Why has everyone ignored it? The video clips are clear. What is VAR doing? The referee hasn't got the viewing angle that VAR have got. It's very clearly a holding offence, one which has gone unpunished." A report from The Times states that Tottenham Hotspur have opted to keep Igor Tudor in charge for now after their dramatic draw with Liverpool in a decision that underlines both the club's fragile situation and the significance of the result at Anfield. The North London side have been weighing up another managerial change following a dismal run of form under the interim boss, but the late equaliser in the 1-1 draw has effectively earned Tudor a temporary reprieve. The point against Liverpool, secured by a stoppage time goal, has been described as pivotal, convincing the Spurs hierarchy to persist with Tudor through 2 crucial upcoming fixtures. He is now expected to lead the team in a must-win UEFA Champions League clash with Atletico Madrid and a relegation 6-pointer against Notts Forest. Despite the temporary backing, Tudor remains under intense pressure, with the club's leadership fully aware that these results in these matches will likely determine his fate. Relegation threat looming large, Tottenham's position in the table remains perilous, sitting 16th and just 1 point above the relegation zone. The clash with Forest is viewed internally as non-negotiable. Failure to deliver could prompt yet another managerial change, with alternative options already being considered. The broader context only heightens the stakes. Spurs are still without a Premier League win in 2026 and have endured a torrid sequence of results across both domestic and European competitions. While the draw at Anfield offered a rare positive moment, it marked only the first point collected under Tudor since his appointment in February, following 4 consecutive defeats. Those losses included heavy setbacks in the league and a damaging 5-2 defeat to Atletico Madrid, leaving Spurs with a significant deficit to overturn in Europe. Defensively, the numbers are equally concerning, with 14 goals conceded in just 5 matches under the Croatian, highlighting a vulnerability that must be addressed urgently if the club are to avoid relegation. Injury crisis offers some mitigation. Tudor has pointed to mitigating circumstances, most notably the severe injury crisis that left him with just 12 senior outfield players available for the Liverpool clash. That context has earned him some sympathy internally, with the performance at Anfield seen as evidence of resilience and spirit amid adversity. Ultimately, it could be argued that all this paints a picture of a manager clinging to his position, with the Liverpool result buying time but not security. The coming days, featuring a European uphill battle and a decisive relegation clash, are set to define both Tudor's tenure and Tottenham's season. For now, the message from the Spurs board is clear. The fight back at Anfield has kept Tudor in the dugout, but only results will keep him there. Tottenham Hotspur's hopes of avoiding relegation have been handed a timely boost, with Richarlison emerging as a figure capable of leading the club's battle for survival, according to the Evening Standard. The Brazilian forward's dramatic late equaliser in the 1-1 draw against Liverpool at Anfield is presented as more than just a vital point. It could prove a defining moment in Spurs' troubled season. His goal not only ended a damaging run of defeats, but also injected belief into a squad that has struggled for consistency and confidence in recent weeks. In a performance full of energy and intent, Richarlison stood out as Tottenham's most dangerous attacking outlet. He registered the most shots, touches in the opposition box, and duels won among his teammates, highlighting both his work rate and determination to drag Spurs out of trouble. Crucially, the report emphasises that Richarlison is no stranger to relegation battles. His experience of helping Everton survive in the 2021-22 campaign is viewed as invaluable in the current situation. At a time when questions have been raised about whether some players fully grasp the severity of the club's predicament, the Brazilian's attitude and urgency mark him out as a leader in difficult circumstances. There also is a sense that Richarlison thrives on the big stage, with Liverpool in particular a favoured opponent. His Anfield goal, celebrated defiantly in front of the home crowd, underlined both his confidence and his ability to deliver in high-pressure moments. The article further suggests that Tottenham's recent struggles have at least clarified the path forward: a return to basics, resilience and reliance on players willing to fight. In that context, Richarlison is seen as central to any survival push, particularly as the club heads into a crucial run of fixtures against fellow strugglers. With the Premier League table tightening at the bottom, Spurs remain in a precarious position. However, the closing message is one of cautious optimism. If Tottenham are to stay up, their chances may well rest on the shoulders of a forward who has been here before and has shown he is ready to lead the fight once again. As previously stated, Tottenham Hotspur have been handed a timely boost ahead of their crucial Premier League clash with Nottingham Forest, with as many as 5 first-team players in line to return, easing an injury crisis that has threatened to derail their season. Head coach Igor Tudor could welcome back Destiny Udogie, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, João Palhinha and Conor Gallagher for the encounter, which is shaping up to be a pivotal fixture in the battle to avoid relegation. Romero and Palhinha both missed the recent draw against Liverpool after suffering a head collision in a previous match, with the pair placed into concussion protocol. However, they are now expected to recover in time to be considered for selection. Gallagher, meanwhile, was absent due to illness, having been struck down by a fever that ruled him out of the Liverpool trip, but he too is nearing a return. There is further encouragement for Spurs in defence, with Udogie edging closer to fitness after a spell on the sidelines with a hamstring injury sustained in February. His return would provide a significant boost at left back, an area that has been severely depleted in recent weeks. Van der Ven is also back in contention, having served a 1-match suspension, and is expected to slot straight back into the starting 11, reinforcing a back line that has been stretched thin during the club's recent struggles. Despite the positive developments, Tottenham's injury problems remain far from resolved. A number of key players are still sidelined, of course, with several not expected to return until after the international break in April, while others could miss the remainder of the campaign altogether. Nevertheless, the potential return of 5 senior players represents a major lift for Tudor, whose side have been battling poor form and a growing injury list. With Spurs hovering dangerously close to the relegation zone, the availability of experienced figures could prove decisive as they look to secure vital points in the closing stages of the season. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, should Van Dijk have seen red for the foul on Richarlison? I think he probably should have done, to be honest with you. And Richarlison staying on his feet probably didn't do himself any favours. He's actually unusual. Richarlison's usually good at that sort of thing, isn't he? Buying free kicks and everything. But, you know, it seems in football nowadays, if a player tries to do the right thing and stays on his feet, then the fouls aren't rewarded. Perhaps you have to go down sometimes. Whether that would have been given as a penalty or not, I don't know. Whether that would have been given as a red card or not, I would argue probably yes, because he was denying a direct goal scoring opportunity. Nobody else was really there to tackle Richarlison or get in the way. So Van Dijk seems to have got away with one there, and it is a bit annoying. Liverpool do seem to get these big decisions. Perhaps the bigger clubs get these big decisions. It is a bit strange how VAR can see things that fans perhaps and people on the telly watching will see something completely different. Should the referee have spotted it? That's another question. Should the referee have spotted it? I'd probably argue yes. You know, you can clearly see that Van Dijk is all over Richarlison. And yeah, football's a contact sport, but there was definitely contact there, more than contact. It was a foul there, in my opinion. So Van Dijk should have been punished one way or the other for that. But look, what's done is done. We got the draw. Richarlison got his goal. And to be honest, we could have won it. And I spoke about this yesterday. The battle from the boys against Liverpool at the weekend was brilliant and has probably saved Tudor his job for now. So coming on to the next story, you know, Tudor is to stay for now. I would have totally expected him to be gone this week. Would they have got rid of him before the Atletico game? Possibly. Some have said he would stay regardless, up to and including Nottingham Forest, and then we got that 3-week international break, of course. So would the club have taken that as time to make a change if they felt things weren't going right under Igor Tudor? Regardless of that, you did see something on Sunday that whether the players, and I've said this before, whether the players are fighting for the manager, for themselves, for the fans, whatever it is, we did see something at Liverpool, but we've got to see it in every game now. You know, we've got essentially the rest of our fixtures for the season, they're all cup finals, and the players have got to show that fight. And if they don't, we're going down. It's as simple as that. So I think Tudor's job, if we win, I think he gets almost a free hit against Atletico. And for me, I'm not saying play the kids, but I think, look, I'd like to still win the game, but if we get the Champions League, so be it. The key is Sunday's game, as we've said many times. The key is against Forest. We simply have to win that match. And the person that I want to see play in that match, and the one for me, and I've said this before, Richarlison. It's mentioned in that article, Richarlison is going to be key for me. He's been there, he's done it. He's the sort of player you want in this battle. He'd be the one leading the line. And I think it worked well with him and Solanke up front. I'd love to see 4-4-2 again. Kind of old school, isn't it? 4-4-2. You don't see that much, but it worked for Tottenham. Now, whether Tudor would see that as a formation he would go with at home, and certainly with players returning like Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero, is he going to go with the back three? I'm still not convinced we look as good with the back three, but you know, Tudor has played a back three most of his managerial career, so I guess we'll see how that goes. But it shows that we can play 4 at the back, 4-4-2. I love the 2 up front, as I say. So let's hope we don't get any more injuries, certainly, in the Champions League match. And everyone who is available is still available on Sunday against Forest. And one of those players, of course, that can't actually play on Wednesday, thankfully, and getting a rest is Richarlison. So let's hope he can carry on that fine form he showed at Liverpool, because personally, I think he's going to be key to us. And ultimately, the last story there, the players that could be returning on Sunday, including Udogie and Obviously, Van der Ven, Romero, Paulinho, Gallagher. All good for Igor Tudor. Has more selection. That bench starts to look a bit stronger as well. Hopefully players that can be put on that bench that can change the game as well. Obviously the two youngsters that came on were great, so I'm not totally against having some of the academy boys on. I love the Spurs academy. I think there's some really talented young lads in that academy. But now it would just be good for Tudor to have a few more options on that bench on Sunday should we need them. It would be lovely, wouldn't it, to be 2 or 3 goals up by half-time and absolutely ripping Forest apart. But, yeah, perhaps I'm dreaming there. But, look, whatever. This is a must-win game on Sunday. As I say, Champions League. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I don't really care. It's all about Sunday, and can we get that buffer? Could we actually, we would actually go into the international break 4 points above Forest? I think it's so important. Biggest game for years, actually, I would say, against Forest, this one. Yes, there's other games to come against the Leeds and the Wolves, but, you know, Wolves are playing well at the moment. Leeds are battling. So this game, it's all on this game on Sunday. But get down in the comments, let me know how you're feeling ahead of the Champions League game and the Forest game on Sunday. How do you think these games are going to go? Do you think we can get out of this relegation trouble? And as always, come on you Spurs.